Today we visit 4 corners to walk around 4 states at once and get spun around by another unexpected but awe-inspiring landscape at Canyon de Chelly National Monument in Arizona. Or maybe it was Mars. Time to say goodbye to the great state of Colorado. That's the bad news. The good news is that the long highways towards 4 Corners are stupendous. The 4 Corners Monument is overseen by the Navajo Nation. Other tribes are in the area as well, including the Hopi and the Ute. The 4 states that meet at a single point here are Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. The actual road took us from Colorado into New Mexico for the 3rd time on this trip, where the access to the monument is. It was Memorial Day, and again lots of people were here with us. The line of cars was long to get in, and I wasn't even going to get to do all that cremation that I'd planned. Oh well. The experience of visiting 4 Corners was a bit crass. I wouldn't have missed it, being so close, but all you really do is stand in a long line, plan your maximum of 3 photos, and then get stage fright and stick your arms out for the camera, and that's it. But I wanted to do something special for T1D Wanderer, so at the last minute I whipped out my blood sugar meter and took a photo of it in 4 states at once. I wish I'd had time to actually do a check, but the crowds were getting restless. Arizona is in the mountain time zone, just like Utah and Colorado and New Mexico, but it doesn't observe daylight saving time. But Navajo Nation does. But this section of Hopi land in the middle of Navajo Nation doesn't. So basically in the 4 Corners area, you're never quite sure where or when you are. Sounds like a good road trip to me. We walked around the 4 states, each of which had stalls, and got a souvenir pin. And then on to the day's real highlight, Canyon de Chelly. In Arizona, the landscape gets truly jaw-dropping. But we were getting hungry. Where does one eat out here? Do you really have to ask? The scenery had made my blood sugar a perfect 100, and we had our picnic with a quintessential southwestern United States view out the windshield. We've had good luck with national monuments on this trip. I hoped Canyon de Chelly would be awesome. I needn't have worried. At the Visitor Center, we learned about the geological and human history of the area, and we found out what the monument is. Basically 2 huge canyons that meet, plus several smaller ones, with various overlooks you can drive to. We chose the South Rim Drive, and I can't state this enough, we weren't prepared for how astonishing this canyon is. The further back you go, the higher the walls get. It's all even more thrilling as there aren't any guardrails. Navajo people still live in the canyon today, but the cliffside ruins visible from the rim were built by ancestral Puebloans when they left Mesa Verde. Nice to be able to continue the story here. And imagine this being your backyard. I've never seen anything else like this. The culmination of Canyon de Chelly's otherworldly landscapes is this, Spider Rock. It's an 800-foot sandstone spire jutting straight up into the air, right out of the canyon floor. Grand enough to make me forget that I'm sitting on the edge of a deadly drop-off. Almost forget. Like organ pipe cactus, having seen Canyon de Chelly, I don't understand why it's not a full-fledged national park. Its scale and grandeur and perfect uniqueness rival anything else we've seen on this trip. Maybe the Navajo don't want that to happen, or maybe nobody cares but me, I don't know. And maybe leaving it as is makes it better, more untouched by crowds and attention and infrastructure. Whatever the case, this national monument is worth planning a trip around in and of itself. Back on Earth, we drove through some sunny grassland to our stop for the night, a town called Chambers, or a city. I didn't know what to expect, having just chosen it on a map due to its location. It turns out that, as far as I could tell, Chambers, Arizona consists of an exit on I-40 with a Days Inn, a restaurant, and a gas station. And that's it. And still I managed to take a wrong turn. Probably the only one possible here. The internet says Chambers has a population of about 1,300 people, but don't ask me where they are. Maybe that's only when the train passes through. Who's complaining, though? Chambers gave us a place to rest and some great food, and a quiet, friendly place to plan the next big famous highlight of the trip, scheduled for tomorrow, the Painted Desert. Tomorrow we travel to outer space again, this time to the Venusian landscapes of Painted Desert. Step aside, national monuments, this is national park territory, and it's on Route 66 to boot.